Did you know that YouTube is the key to unlock ChatGPT? Most people have no idea how to show up in ChatGPT. You can't create a profile there. You can't post content directly to ChatGPT. So how do you get discovered? Well, the biggest secret is YouTube. In this episode, I'll show you why YouTube is key to getting recommended by ChatGPT. We'll talk about how indexing actually works and how to structure your content so that ChatGPT and other AI tools can actually find you and recommend you. So in all marketing conversations today, AI and ChatGPT are being talked about, and yet there's a lot of confusion because you can't create a profile there that people can look up, or you can't post content there like you can on social media. So a lot of people think, well, I'll just keep posting content to social media and ChatGPT will be able to pick it up. There's a big problem with that though, in that these social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they don't index your content by topic. They only organize your content according to your name. And so if somebody already knows who you are, then they can find your most recent posts. And if they want to find something from the past, they've got to dig. You know that that doesn't happen. People only look at the content that you most recently posted. Everything else gets buried. And none of it is searchable by topic. You can't go to LinkedIn and type in a topic. Even if somebody recently posted a video or an article, those tools just aren't built that way. They're not meant to be searched by topic. Now, you might remember a few years ago on LinkedIn, there was a difference between a post and an article. And articles were actually indexed, but LinkedIn has worked very hard for some unknown reason to bury articles. You have a really hard time finding articles today, even if you're trying. So when people go to ChatGPT and they're asking questions, ChatGPT doesn't and can't, even if it wanted to, it can't pull content from social media sites. So what does ChatGPT pull from? Well, YouTube content is indexed. Blog content on your website is indexed. Places like Wikipedia or Reddit, those are indexed. But you may be wondering, well, surely if I had a post on social media that went viral, surely that'll be picked up. Well, it's not that people aren't going to see that, but the right people can't find it. When people who've never heard of you before, they're doing research online for a specific topic, and these answer engines need to find indexed content to make sure that there's a match between your question and the answer it provides. Now, how is YouTube content indexed? Well, it's not by keywords. It used to be over a decade ago, but keywords don't matter on YouTube anymore. You don't need to worry about what's in the description or anything like that, because when you post a video, YouTube automatically transcribes every single word that you say. And it actually has an AI that analyzes the video and analyzes the imagery on the thumbnail. So YouTube knows what your video's about. And when people are asking questions and your video provides the answer, it will match those two. Now, there's a very specific approach where you can look at all the millions and billions of questions that people are asking and filter them down to those being asked by your dream clients. So that is extremely valuable. Think how valuable that is. There are millions and billions of questions being asked, but yet you don't want to answer all of them. There's no way that you could, but there are questions being asked by dream clients, people who've never heard of you before, but that you would love to have find you because you know how to help them. You know the answers to their question. So that's the key. If you can find these questions by your dream clients, then you make videos that answer those questions. You put it on YouTube. Your video doesn't go viral on day one, but your video does rank at the top of search for those very specific questions on day one. And 10 days later, you won't have a viral spike of growth, but you might have had a handful of views from search. A month later, several more handfuls. Now, if I talk about a handful of just being 5 views, people look at a video like that and think, your video's not doing too well. It's only got 30 views in the first month. Let me make a comparison for you. If you had a video that got 1 million views and generated 0 leads and 0 customers, what's the use of that video? But if you had a video that had 30 views of people that were searching for your expertise, so 30 valuable views that turned into 5 leads and 2 customers, wouldn't that be valuable? So this is the first step. This is the first reason why YouTube is the key to unlocking ChatGPT. The second step is actually a blog. So websites themselves don't get recognized on Google. They don't get listed, they don't get ranked because Google is no longer a website search engine. It's a content search engine, or you can now call it an answer engine. So how do we leverage your website then, or what changes do we need to make on your website? Don't worry about keywords, don't worry about metadata, don't worry about any of that garbage of the past. But if you've already created a YouTube video like we've described, you can create a blog page and embed your YouTube video at the top of that page. Then you can take the transcript that YouTube automatically makes, give it to ChatGPT and say, hey, here's a video transcript, turn this into a blog post or an article. So you take that article, put it below the video on your blog page, and there you go, you have a blog page. Both your YouTube video and your blog post will rank on Google, and you'll get traffic to your videos from Google. And now there's multiple references for ChatGPT to find, and so yeah, that's why we're generating leads from ChatGPT. Now people use ChatGPT in a variety of ways, and there's two main categories that I'd like to address. We'll use ChatGPT or any AI tool to generate something, to be creative and make things up. That can be really helpful when we need a boost of creativity, but we also use it for research, when we need facts, when we need data. Now, those two areas should not overlap, but unfortunately they do. It can cause a lot of problems when you're looking for a reference or a resource, or you want to know how to do something, and ChatGPT makes up an answer that it thinks is right, but yet it leads you astray. Like, we're wising up to that. You've probably had a lot of experiences like that, and we're getting better at our prompts of letting this AI tool know, do I want you to generate something, or do I want you to find answers that are based on facts? And because we're getting better at this, that's where this science or this art of marketing called answer engine optimization has come about. There's no such thing as generative engine optimization. You can't optimize to have them make up, that doesn't make any sense. But answer engine optimization is gold. Now I'm gonna link to another video, I'll put it right up here, where I talk about, I'm the one that actually invented answer engine optimization. I didn't coin that term, I called it the leaf strategy, but if you wanna know more about the history and how that came about, actually about 12 years ago, go watch this video here. Now this is actually easier than you might think. Right? Somebody goes and asks a question on ChatGPT. What makes ChatGPT pick your video? Because there's going to be a lot of videos on that topic. Well, people are asking very, very specific questions these days. And we can find a whole list, like thousands of these questions that are 10 words long, right? So imagine when you have a question that's 10 words long, you know a lot about that person, what their challenge is, what their experience level is, and you know that they're your dream client. So when you make a video, the title of the video becomes that 10-word question, the exact question. So naturally, you're going to filter out a lot of people who have a slightly different question, but you're going to hone in exactly on the people typing it that way. And when you do your research, you're going to find how many people are typing it in that way. So your video has a built-in audience of those exact people. So there's steps like this that you need to follow exactly, and I want to teach them all to you. I've mapped it out in what I call the LEAF strategy. I teach a webinar. You can register for it at theleafstrategy.com. It's not a sales presentation, but I teach you, I take you behind the scenes, and I show you a lot of examples so you can know how to get your content ranking at the top of YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT. Go to the Leaf Strategy, leaf as in leaves on a tree, theleafstrategy.com. I'll see you there.